Hello and welcome to Sam Hikes the World. Today I am covering the Narrows in Zion National Park, which I've actually hiked 2 times. Once about 4 or 5 years ago with my wife in September. Another time this past May, early May, with my son Tony. So both times were terrific. A couple of the differences: the water temperature is much warmer in September than May. We just went with neoprene socks and hiking poles big hiking sticks that we rented from Zion Guru. When my son and I went in May, we also got the full waders up to our vest along with the neoprene socks and things, again from Zion Guru. They were great to work with. The water was 45 degrees in early May, and we were going to hike all day and deep, and a lot of the times the water was up to here. Frankly, we hiked in until it got up to where we were going to be over. So what's it really like to hike the Narrows? First thing I want to say is everyone worries about the traffic and the shuttle system, and you got to be on the first shuttle and be there at 6 o'clock. I mean, you got to get there early, but you don't have to be on the first shuttle, and you don't need to be there at 6 o'clock. We got good parking both times, 7:30. We were on early shuttles, but not the first shuttle. And so you got the long ride back. The Narrows is at the very last stop on the shuttle bus ride down into Zion Canyon. You get off the shuttle and you hike at, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile really along just a sidewalk beside the Narrows. And you're in these waders and you're like, what am I doing with all this equipment? But then when you actually get into the Narrows, you immediately step into the water. The water was deeper and colder in May than it was in September, maybe a foot deeper in May. And you start hiking, and yes, there's a million people there with you. But if you're a serious hiker, you're not going to be there just in the first half mile, the first mile. You're going to go deep into the Narrows, and you're going to be all by yourself or with very few people as you go along. It's just fun from the beginning. It's a very unique hike. You're in river. Yes, you're on a bank here, a bank there, but a lot of times, early on even, you're up to your waist. There's times later when you're up to mid torso. And it's not easy to balance all the time. You're in some rapids here and there, not rushing rapids, but some rapids. And both my son and I did get knocked down. I don't recall that my wife and I got knocked down when the water was lower back in September 4 years ago, but we got knocked down a couple times. Once, unfortunately, the water poured in the top of his waders and he had to take them and dump them out, but by then it was afternoon and we were all right. Again, you get past a mile and most people, 90% of people hiking the Narrows are done at that point. They're just not going on. You get past a mile and a half, I feel like 95% are gone. There's a section of the Narrows called Wall Street where you're just in these huge, tall canyon walls on both sides. My son and I were all by ourselves in that for 10, 15 minutes. We didn't see another soul. And then you run into a couple people here or there. It's beautiful along the way. There's a side canyon that you can go down, but it requires some scrambling over boulders that have blocked it. They're really picky at Zion Guru about, hey, these suits you're in will rip, and so you got to take them off if you're gonna. We already knew we were gonna have a full day going in as far as we were planning to go directly into the canyon and Wall Street and all that. So we just dipped into that other side canyon for a little bit. We did have lunch in there, again, mostly by ourselves. A couple hikers came by while we were sitting on a big, beautiful rock having lunch, but we mostly were on our own. We hiked in until we got to a spot where you simply were going to have to swim to go any further in May. And the water was too cold, and we could have to do that, we would have really had to take the waders off, I guess, and carried them above our head, and maybe you could have walked, but it would have been up to here. I don't know. We saw a couple do it. They had taken their waders and stuff off, and they were having to swim to get themselves across there. So we had said we were going to go in till we couldn't go any further. The people at Zion Guru had kind of mapped out for us where that would be. It was about 3.5 miles in. So we did turn around there and hike back. You'd think it would be easier hiking with the current at your back than at your front, and maybe it's a little easier, but not a lot. You're doing a lot of crisscrossing of the current, and again, if water's up to here and you're trying to haul your body through it, you're just not moving very fast. It's really a full day. It was probably 40, 45 degrees both times when we started in the morning, certainly below 50, both in mid-September and early May. But by the time we finished both days, it was hot. And having those waders on at 2:33 in the afternoon as we hiked out of the Narrows, and then we finished the water section and got up on that sidewalk, It was really hot by that point, and it was exhausting, much more exhausting than hiking a normal 7 miles. You're balancing on rocks, you're pushing your way through the river, but really a unique hike. And a lot of people complain because it's so busy in Zion, and it used to not be busy, and people like nice things, and there's a reason why it's busy. It's beautiful, and if you wanna see it and not have so many people, go early in the morning, hike deep into the canyon, get yourself in there where there just aren't so many people, and really have a good time. But don't sit around and complain because everybody else is there trying to have a good time. That's kind of a drag. They want to have a good time too, and they might be having a good time in the first half mile, which is perfect for you if you're a hiker, because you're just going to plow right on by them and leave their laughter and fun behind you, and have your own privacy and laughter and jokes as you hike deeper and deeper. And the few other people you see, you have a camaraderie with them because they're the real hikers that are out there too. So Zion Narrows, I love it. Zion's a beautiful park. Recommend it highly. Zion Guru was great, but there's other places you can rent equipment from too. So check it out. And if you like this video, I'll have a lot more on Zion and other parks as well. I already got a number of videos up on a hike we did in Scotland on the West Highland Way. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, and I'll try to get something up on Angel's Landing later this week. Thanks.